Good afternoon. We're here at Stevens Performance, clearing out these trees around these cars. Over here and show you one. This is another reason we're trying to rush to get these trees before another summer, another good growing season. I was going to move that hood. The hoods grow to the tree. I can't get the hood loose. Try to look in some of these cars and y'all can see what kind of shape they are. Now, that door was on the ground. I'm doing my best to pick up whatever parts I can, stick them in the car or on the car. Some of these, the hoods somehow got, like, it'd be a hood here, somebody put a hood this way. Well, it's probably all right to stack them a little bit, but since you're on this way, you got flat metal hitting flat metal, and it's causing rust. And I know some of these are past, but I'm going to try when I leave here, all the parts can be off the ground, will be off the ground. Nice little barracuda. I don't know, these things don't show up this morning sun. It's probably about 9 o'clock here in that North Alabama. And yeah, and so people, if it's your first video seeing us, last year we cut all of this and here, and we stacked the trees. Well, we didn't have a wood chipper. We was just kind of going, seeing what we could do. Over in another lot, we've cleared some trees, not many. And what happened? We come over here and said, well, we had a problem over there, so we'll come over here and do some cutting. Well, then I got to getting these stacks of trees that we did last year, and they didn't stay on top of spraying poison, and it caused the grass to grow up through the piles of trees. Well, then that becomes a job in itself, breaking those trees loose. So we just kind of said, whoop, we're stopping. We're not cutting down any more trees. Everything that's cut down, we're going to chip up. Because the stuff that's growing, well, we don't have to worry about digging it out from grass and weeds and other sapling trees. See, like right here, I'll show you what our problem is. These trees was good and stacked, and we could put them right in the chipper. Well, since it sat here through spring, summer, and fall of growing, we got sapling trees, and we got to dig that out of the weeds. Well, that looks good. Yeah, we got to dig that out of the weeds, and that's when I realized, hey, we got to stop. Because you see this right here, and I didn't realize, I hadn't been back here since last year. And Russell, the guy that usually keeps this place up, he'd made, well, them things are growing back, the trees growing back. Well, I thought he would have sprayed or got something on it. But he didn't, and we didn't. But we're going to be on the ball this year. We got run out last year. This place would eat you up with ticks. Snakes, I hadn't seen the first snake down here. And I'm sure that wood chipper goes, it'll run off any snakes or wildlife, but it won't run off ticks. And usually what we'll do, we work down here till we start having to dig ticks off each other every time we come home. There's probably a song about that, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend digging for ticks. But I'm just walking around here while Nicole's going to get some parts, and y'all can hear me talk. And see, this over here wasn't in too bad a shape for whatever reason, but some of these pine trees, the pine needles have made it where the grass isn't a problem. But you see those sapling trees, we had cut all those down last year, and those little sapling trees grew up. So like I say, one that's just growing, we left them alone. You see, that's not too bad, but it's still stuff growing up on the bottom. Valiant. Yep, so I'm not cutting them right now because we'll have another mess if that falls down. For some reason, we can't keep up the pace, and that stuff sits here, we'll be fighting it just like this other. And it's bad enough the trees are stacked that tall, but man, if it ain't got grass growing through it, it makes it a whole lot better. There's a, see, yeah, it's a convertible. No, somebody cut that one, I do believe. See, and that's about 10 cars deep. I will be so glad when that looks like this. And if we don't get to it next fall, when all the leaves start falling off this green stuff here, I know the green's going to stay on these pine trees, but we will start on these pine trees first. When it comes up next season, we're just sure hoping we can get what's on the ground. You see the piles and piles of trees, but that's where these trees come out in between here. We cut everything but the pine trees. Again, we didn't have a wood chipper and we really didn't know what we was going to do, and that was getting into firewood when it gets that big. And that little, if you ever cut and brush, this is an Echo SRM 410U. The U stands for the handle. I learned that. But man, that thing is mean. It's an Echo blade. You can cut these trees down at the bottom. You cut them up a little bit, you know, when you have to. But now, it doesn't like cutting stuff that big because you got to go around from one side and to the other. That's where you need the chainsaw. Well, there comes Boss Lady back with the parts. We're going to get to work. We got some more chips to pile up, trees to grind up. Y'all have a good one.